Alright guys, welcome to X&O football or Zando football, where we try to implement real football strategies into the game to better our play and better our understanding of the game. And today I want to go over cover one man. I'm pretty sure in most of your games, opponents primarily play cover three zone. That's the play that most people play. It's like the core play of their scheme, and I'm pretty sure that that's probably yours as well. That's my least favorite defensive coverage. Okay, if you watched my pre-snap videos, you would know that there are only 6 different defensive shell coverages that a defense can run. So what that means is, out of however many defensive plays that you have in your defensive playbook, when you break it all down, you're really only running one of 6 different coverages. And that's cover 4, cover 2 zone, cover 2 man, cover 0. Those all fall under the double high safety look family. And then there's cover 3 and cover 1. That's the single high safety look family. Okay, the majority of the player base in Madden play cover 3. That's my least favorite coverage. I play a lot of cover 4, a lot of cover 1. I've been implementing a lot of cover 2 as well, and but I want to showcase, and cover 2 man. I play a lot of cover 2 man as well, and they have so many different strengths and weaknesses that are very different from cover 3, and I think it's very important that we dive into those strengths and weaknesses. So this video will be about cover 1. Okay, cover 1, for the basics, you have man-to-man across the board underneath, and you will always have a deep middle high safety who's playing the deep middle of the field. Inside the numbers, he's looking to impact throws and etc. Now, most cover 3s will have a robber type player, a player playing inside the field, inside the numbers, looking to rob throws coming over the middle. But some cover 1 defenses will have that particular player doing something like blitzing the quarterback or etc., which means that you only have a deep middle high safety in zone. You don't have anything else helping you underneath inside as far as coverage goes. So with that said, if I were to ask you, and I had this wrong for the majority of my time understanding football, I had this wrong. If I were to ask you, if you were this player right here, you were this corner, and the play call in the huddle was cover 1, okay, and you're lined up here on this receiver, where is your help? Okay, I'm pretty sure most of you said that your help would be the safety, because your safety is playing deep middle of the field, and you also have help inside with the 3 receiver hook player who's playing pretty much like a robber coverage. And I would have said the same thing, okay, but I found out that that is actually incorrect. And secondly, the follow-up question to that question would be, okay, well, relative to that help, what alignment should this corner be? Like, what shoulder should he be shading? And because you think you have help inside, you would say that he should play outside shoulder. He should be looking to play outside routes, giving up a little room inside. Well, you're not giving up room. You're I don't want to say give up as if to imply that you want to give up the room, but because you're playing outside routes, naturally this guy's going to have leverage inside to run inside breaking routes, okay? You're still going to be trying to play man on him when he runs inside, but the fact that you're playing outside shoulder, he's going to have a lot more room to run post routes, dig routes, slant routes, that type of thing, okay? Now, because you think that you have help inside, you are playing outside shoulder, and this guy's running those routes inside, and that's how your cover 1 defenses will get carved up. They get destroyed inside, on inside breaking routes from these outside receivers here. Now you may think, well, why is that? Because I have help inside. Well, here's the thing. This is something I learned from Nick Saban. Okay, when you are playing cover one, you need to think about these two imaginary lines. They are called divider lines. Okay, they go here, here, and here. Okay, now, now this is if the ball is in the center of the field, as you see on the screen. If the ball happened to be 3 yards over on the hash here, then these lines would both move, 3 yards over, etc. Okay, but for simplicity's sake, we'll just, go with what you see on the screen. So with these divider lines being here, the thing you need to understand is that this wide receiver, this corner, does not have help inside. If you are playing outside the divider lines as the corner, you do not have help on inside breaking routes. Why? Because this safety and this inside hook player are not able to gain enough ground to make it over to the throwing lane to help you out on those inside breaking routes. They just simply cannot make it over there. Okay, so if the quarterback and the receiver are playing pretty spot on football, this guy runs a post or a dig on you on the outside, the quarterback throws the ball on time, that safety is just not going to get there. Okay, everybody's not an Ed Reed. Okay, so even Ed Reed would have trouble doing that. So with that said, your help isn't inside. Your help is outside. Well, you may say, well, I don't have a teammate on the outside. Yes, you do. Your teammate is the sideline. That's your help. Okay? So, if this receiver runs a route that travels outside of this line, the sideline, well, you don't care. They can't complete the ball. So the sideline's a help to you, and it's not a help to this receiver out here. Okay? There's more room for him to run a route inside than there is outside. And because you don't have help inside, and there's not a lot of space for him to run routes on the outside, well, then you want to play inside technique on this guy. You want to play inside and play aggressively on slants, digs, posts. Inside breaking routes, you should be playing those hard. And your natural giveaway and leverage, you're giving away a little bit of leverage on the outside for him to run, corner routes or deep outs. Now, how many times have you called a deep out on your outside receiver here? He runs the deep out and you throw it a little bit late and he catches the ball like out of bounds. That's what I mean by the sideline being the help of the defender on the outside here, because he's outside the divider line. Okay, so pre-snap, you should take your corner, if he's outside the divider line, and move him manually inside shoulder of this receiver, almost all the way inside, whatever, and he will press him at the line of scrimmage. You see how it says press? That lets you know that he's going to press post snap. Okay, so he's outside the divider line, so I just bring him in, and this actually does make a difference post snap. They do play the inside routes better, and because they are playing those inside routes, now the routes that this particular coverage is going to give up is like your corner routes or your comeback routes, okay, and your fades. But Nick Saban says, if a team can throw a comeback route on us or a fade route on us, well, then that's good for them, because those are two of the hardest throws to make in football. Okay, so if your coverage is weak against those particular throws, but those throws are hard to make anyway, then you're doing yourself a favor. Okay, so that's what you need to know about cover one. Okay, on the outside, your help is the sideline, not the inside safety and robber stuff. Now, with the corners on the inside, see, we are inside the divider line here, right? So is our help the sideline? Absolutely not, because there's just too much space out here for this guy to run like a corner route. Think of it this way. How many times have you went in your playbook and you scrolled down all the plays and you saw these outside receivers running a corner route from the outside? Almost never, right? Whenever a corner route is called, most of the time the receiver has a split closer to the line to the offensive line because they need the room necessary to run the corner route without running out of bounds and the sideline being a deterrent for a positive gain on the play. Okay, so when you are inside the divider line, since your help is to the inside, now your safety and your robber coverage, they can make it over to those slants, those posts, those dig routes. Okay, they can make it to those throwing lanes and make an deter the football or intercept the ball or make a big hit, that sort of thing. Okay, they can help you out on those inside breaking routes. So because of that, now we can play outside shoulder, outside technique. We want to play aggressively on the corner routes, the deep outs, that sort of thing. Okay, so because we are outside, yeah, naturally, due to our body position, post snap, if we're riding the outside shoulder, naturally we're giving up the post route here or the deep dig, but we don't mind that because those particular routes are running right into our inside help. Okay, so what would happen if I played inside? Well, now, we're running upfield. This guy runs a corner route on me. Well, I don't have any help outside, right? The sideline doesn't help me out because there's just too much space for him to run that corner route or that deep out route. Okay, you're hurting yourself by doing that. So you play outside technique if you are inside the divider line. Okay, this guy's on the tight end. What do you think he should be playing? Well, I have help inside, so I should play more outside shoulder type stuff. Okay, so that's the gist of cover one, and I think that's the biggest change I've made to my cover one defense. And you know what? I'll show you some highlights of me playing cover one. Now, man-to-man ratings are very important. So if you have a garbage corner like the corners I have on the Bengals, they're still going to get beat on routes to the inside when they shouldn't get beat inside and that sort of thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't play those routes better. And that's what you want to do. You want to maximize your potential on whatever play that you're running. Now, if you're playing with a team like Jalen you got Jalen Ramsey, Aqib Talib, you're playing like the Patriots or just really good corners in general, then you will definitely see a bigger difference in your coverage when you play cover one, when you align them in the proper technique. Okay. Now, secondly, I want to go over this post snap. These corners are playing differently. So this corner here, you are playing inside shoulder post snap because you have help on the sideline, right? And you are playing over the top. So inside and over the top of your opponent here. And the reason why you are making sure you stay over the top is because you are vulnerable to the 9 route, the straight go route. And you don't want to get beat over the top. That's the worst thing you can do, right? So if this guy runs like a slant, you're playing inside of him and over the top, looking to be aggressive on the ball thrown inside to him. Okay? Now this inside corner is playing outside shoulder technique, but if this receiver runs an inside breaking route to your help, then this corner needs to be playing almost like a trail underneath technique. Okay? And the reason for that is because this guy's running towards your help, and if you play underneath and outside, cutting hard underneath the route, well, now it forces the quarterback to have to put more air on the ball if he wants to throw to this guy. He's trying to put the ball over the top of you into the hands of his receiver. And what does that do for your safety and your robber coverage? Well, it gives them more time to gain ground to impact the throw and make a big hit or get an interception or that sort of thing. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, the problem with this game is because the developers have no real great understanding about the game of football, which is why Madden has been coded terribly for like the last 25 years, which is why it's just so unacceptable for the developers to be taking so much money from us and not getting the game right. They don't code your corners to be playing like that. So this guy, he may get beat on a 9 route, on a straight go. It's not as bad as you think is what I'm trying to get at. Like if you have a really good matchup out here with your corner, you really don't have to worry about something like that. Okay, like I play with the Bengals and I don't really worry too much about that until someone beats me with it, and then I make adjustments and that sort of thing. Okay, but this guy is not going to play underneath uh, this receiver if he runs inside the way he really should, being that he's inside the divider. So, okay, well, why did I tell you? Well, for one, it's good to know. Okay, but secondly, when you play cover one, I would I don't play the deep middle safety as far as usering. A lot of people like they just want to play the deep middle safety. They feel more comfortable doing that because, and I tell you why I think you guys do that. You do that because you don't want to give up a big play. You don't want it to be your fault. If, like, say you're playing this corner and this guy runs like a double move on you and is just wide open now, or he runs like a 10-yard in and you're just like, you got beat so hard off of it. I mean, I think that's the main reason why people do that. Um, they want to have the option to roam around and play what they think the other user is going to throw. Well, you can still do that with your corners. But the thing is, when you use this corner, I can play him properly post snap. This guy runs a slant, I can cut hard underneath that slant and get a lot of picks. I can play even better technique if I'm the outside corner. This guy runs a dig route, I'm all over it. If he runs a post route, I'm all over it. You know what I mean? So, another good thing about that is pre-snap, before the other user snaps the ball, he doesn't know which defender that you're using. They usually think that you're the safety, especially if you don't move. After you move the players, if you don't move, you're waiting for him to snap the ball. He'll snap the ball, and next thing you know, you're the slot inside corner. And a lot of times they'll be like, oh, it's got to be zone or cover 3 or whatever, because there's no way he would do that if he's in man-to-man coverage. I mean, a lot of mistakes happen when you do something like this. Then next thing you know, you're this corner over here, right? I mean, you cause a lot of problems for the opposing user. Okay, just remember, if you're going to use this corner on the outside, remember you don't have help inside, you're playing inside technique, but biggest thing is to stay over the top of this guy, because you don't want to get beat with the 9 route. Okay, and the more and more you do this, the better and better you'll get with your technique and movement and etc. Okay, and lastly, I mean, it's just so many different things. Like, you'll notice a guy constantly hitting his slot receiver on 3rd down. He just has a go-to receiver that he goes to on 3rd down on a particular route. Maybe this slot receiver, 3rd down, if you play man, he throws the corner route every time from this corner. Well, guess what? Now we call cover 1. I'm playing outside technique and I'm using this corner. He snaps the ball and bam, he sees me. But I'm riding up the field playing outside shoulder. The receiver stops and pivots as if he's going to run the corner, and we're just all over the corner route. He throws a corner, pick off. Okay? Now, in that scenario, if this guy runs up the field and runs a post route, and you're playing outside technique, big deal. Now you're undercutting the route because you have deep, middle, high safety help. Okay? I'm telling you, man, if you should implement a lot more cover 1 into your defenses, and I think it would definitely complement a lot of you guys, because you guys play a lot of cover 3. Cover 3 and cover 1 looks the same pre-snap with the single high safety in a lot of ways, so you can add a lot of confusion against your opponents. So that's the end of this video. This was just cover 1 strengths and cover 1 technique. I believe in the next video I'll go over exotic things you can do with cover 1. Okay, cover 1 doesn't have to be a bland vanilla coverage. There's a lot of different things you can do with the coverage to confuse the opponent. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video.